This is Mac OS Ken.
Employee pushback on a couple of continents, some interesting manufacturing news, and Apple celebrates national parks. It is Tuesday, the 23rd of August, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. Learn more and get started for free at Notion.com. This show is also sponsored by Trade Coffee. Do you remember the last great cup of coffee you had? Mine was a few hours ago, a cup of Nebula Dark Roast from Mother Tongue Coffee in Oakland. Every coffee I've had from Trade has been great, but this one is exceptional. Up there with Bark at the Moon from Drink Coffee, Do Stuff. Yes, Trade Coffee is turning me into that person. But if you're going to drink coffee, why not be that person? The one that supports small businesses. The one who appreciates coffee instead of just drinking it. You've got nothing to lose because Trade guarantees that you will love your first bag. If not, they will work with you to replace it for free. So, if you want to support small businesses and brew the best cup of coffee you have ever made at home, it's time to try Trade Coffee. Right now, Trade is offering Mac OS Ken listeners a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/MacOSKen. That's drinktrade.com/MacOSKen for $30 off your subscription to coffee I think you're going to love. Oh, and they've got a Mac OS Ken collection as well, because shouldn't everybody? Check it out today at drinktrade.com/MacOSKen. Apple corporate employees are due back in the office in a couple of weeks, and some are pushing back against it. Last week, Bloomberg ran a short report saying Apple had set a 5th of September deadline for corporate employees to be back in the office at least 3 days a week after delaying its return plans several times due to COVID-19 spikes. The plan calls for workers to be in on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and one other regular day set by individual teams, and at least some individuals really don't like the idea. The Financial Times ran a report Monday on a petition circulating among once and perhaps future Apple office folk. Apple Together, a group that formed during the pandemic, says some of its members are happier and more productive working away from the office, that they have done exceptional work away from the office, and they would like to stay away from the office. Location flexible work is what they're said to be requesting. On the company's behalf, Apple CEO Tim Cook has said he wants to see people back on campus to preserve the in-person collaboration that he sees as essential to Apple's culture. While the Financial Times has seen the petition, Apple corporate has not officially anyway. One of the Apple employees organizing the petition told the paper, "At this juncture, we will not be releasing any specific names of individuals publicly or to executive leadership to protect our colleagues, especially in light of retail union busting and recent reports of allegations of retaliation from human resources." The Financial Times piece says Apple declined to comment for its report. Union talk for Apple retail is apparently growing down under. 9 to 5 Mac says the group Apple Together Australia has a third Zoom meeting planned for this week for retail employees with an interest in industrial action. Drawing on the expertise of Australia's Retail and Fast Food Workers Union, the report has organizers saying this meeting will take workers through how industrial action works, the steps needed to make action protected and lawful, how industrial action might influence Apple's bargaining, and answer questions from workers. The meeting is set for Thursday, the 25th of August, according to the report. Some interesting, but what does it mean, news around the next round of iPhones. A piece from Mac Rumors has display analyst Ross Young saying that production of displays for iPhone 14 Max is lagging the rest of Apple's models. Okay, 2 questions, I guess. But what does it mean? But what is iPhone 14 Max? Well, rumors have had Apple killing the mini end of the iPhone line this year. The company is still thought to be hitting with a 4-model range that will apparently be iPhone 14, a bigger iPhone 14 Max, iPhone 14 Pro, and a bigger iPhone 14 Pro Max. According to Mr. Young, display output is skewing toward the biggest and highest end. By his reckoning, display output for iPhone 14 Pro Max accounts for 28%. Display output for iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro accounts for 26% each. And display output for iPhone 14 Max currently only accounts for 19%. Add it up and it's 99%. I don't know, you tell me. As for the 99% we have, is it great expectations for Apple's most expensive phone that skews the numbers the way it does? It could be that, though the Mac Rumors report makes it sound more like production problems somewhere in the 14 Max line. The report has Young saying that those panel shipments will make up a lot of ground in September. They could be behind because of display issues. Then again, it might have been an issue with the phone itself. During the iPhone 14 development cycle, the report says there were rumors that the iPhone 14 Max was behind schedule due to lockdowns and production issues. TF International analyst Ming-Chi indicated then that suppliers would work overtime to catch up and that the world would see little impact on device availability. Between that assertion and Young's prediction of display makers making up a lot of ground in September, Mac Rumors figures any initial supply issues at launch should clear up quickly. Foxconn is growing its manufacturing capacity in Vietnam. Apple Insider says Apple's manufacturing partner and the world's largest contract manufacturer is dropping $300 million on an existing facility in Kinh Bach City. While the report says the expansion will add 30,000 jobs in the area, it's unknown what, if anything, it means for Apple. There is plenty of reason to think that it will mean more manufacturing of Apple kit there, though. Apple is believed to want to move some manufacturing out of China. That's thanks in part to the havoc COVID-19 has played with manufacturing in the Middle Kingdom. Then there is the ongoing political tension between China and the U.S. While Apple and Foxconn are ramping up iPhone production in India, talk of manufacturing in Vietnam has turned up a few times over the past several months. That's run the gamut from talk last week of Apple Watch and MacBook production there, to reports in June of some iPad production moving to Vietnam, to the Prime Minister of Vietnam visiting Apple Park in the spring, telling Tim Cook how awesome it would be if Apple would just make more stuff in Vietnam. Good news, do-it-yourselfers. Apple has added a few MacBooks to the list of machines in its self-service repair program. The Cupertino company issued a press release Monday outlining what's in store. Starting today, Tuesday, the 23rd of August, MacBook Air and MacBook Pro units powered by Apple's M1 processors are in the program, with repair manuals and genuine Apple parts and tools available through the Apple self-service repair store. Additionally, the release says Apple will offer rental repair kits for $49 so that customers who do not want to purchase tools for a single repair still have access to these professional repair tools. If you don't know what you're doing, though, Apple suggests you do not. For the vast majority of customers who do not have experience repairing electronic devices, the company says visiting a professional repair provider with certified technicians who use genuine Apple parts is the safest and most reliable way to get a repair. But you're bigger than it, so, muck around and mind out. Seriously, why get your hands all greasy and bloody and covered with bees repairing an old MacBook, though? I assume that's how bad it would be. I honestly have no idea. My point is, new MacBook Pros coming soon. Anyway, that's the word from TF International analyst Ming-Chi. Young MC took to Twitter on Monday saying new 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pro with new processors will enter mass production in the fourth quarter of 22. Given TSMC's guidance that the 3nm will contribute revenue during the first half of 2023, processors of 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro models may still adopt the 5nm advanced node. And like a balloon let go before being tied off, excitement over the new machines shrivels. The analyst's tweet flies in the face of a report last week from Commercial Times out of Taiwan that had Apple as first in line for 3nm processors, possibly for some flavor of M2 by the end of this year. That report was surprising, though. Earlier talk had the 3nm processors hitting in 2023. More news in a moment, but first a word from Notion, one workspace for your whole team and sponsor of today's show. Working together isn't just for work. From trips to the store to keeping up with chores to planning a weekend getaway, everything we do can benefit from a bit of organization. Let Notion lend you a hand. Notion is an all-in-one team collaboration tool that combines note-taking, document sharing, wikis, project management, and much more into one space that is simple, powerful, and beautifully designed. Great for the workplace, sure, but work doesn't end when you leave work. If you're working, planning, dreaming, at work or at home, Notion is the collaboration tool for you. You can get started for free at Notion.com. Notion. That's Notion.com to start today for free. That's Notion.com to take the first step toward organized, productive work and life today. If you're a Boot Camp user, there is an update about which you need to know. For the forgetful among us, Boot Camp is the software that lets Intel-based Macs run Windows. While that's starting to feel long in the tooth, Mac Rumor says it did get an update this week. According to the report, Boot Camp 6.1.16 is a bug fix update that addresses minor issues, and it is replacing the prior 6.1.12 update that fixed stability issues with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi drivers. That Apple Samsung charity auction I told you about Monday has inched up a bit. You probably remember this one. Sam Struan, formerly Samsung, used to work for Apple and used to have business cards with his name, Samsung, and Apple's name right on them. He auctioned one off several years ago for charity, raising $2,500. Now he's auctioning another, along with an employee t-shirt and lanyard, raising money for Canada's Downtown East Side Women's Centre of Vancouver. Compared to last time, this time's looking like a steal. As of late Monday, bidding stood at $1,152 Canadian, roughly $883 US. The auction closes just before 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern today. You can check it out now on eBay. And finally today, Apple has made its next Apple Watch Activity Challenge official. I told you last week of a report that had folks doing a 1-mile workout on Saturday, the 27th of August, to earn virtual stickers and a virtual medallion. While centered around exercise, the activity and associated assets would reportedly celebrate national parks. Now, a press release from the Cupertino company says the company is doing that and a lot more, celebrating the 106th anniversary of the U.S. National Park Service. Among the offerings, the company has launched a new guide in Apple Maps. The release says the Parks That Honor Native American History guide lets users learn more about national parks celebrating Indigenous history and heritage. On the podcast side, Apple says listeners can check out a collection of episodes centering Indigenous voices, including the Yellowstone episode of Parks an Indigenous-led podcast about the people who lived on U.S. public lands before colonists arrived. Gee, thanks for the park, I guess. Likely the biggest thing Apple is doing is donating money. The release says Apple will make a $10 donation to the National Park Foundation for every Apple Pay purchase made with Apple through the 28th of August. Those will be capped at $1 million, according to the release's fine print. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. Learn more and get started for free at notion.com. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.